Hi! Today I'm going to be doing my first ever review. I'm going to be reviewing I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. I saw a couple of good reviews on BookTube and Goodreads, so I decided to pick it up from my local library. This is a YA coming-of-age novel, and it is from the perspective of Cassandra Mortimer, who for the majority of the novel is 17 years old. This is her journals. The book is meant to represent 3 of her journals, so it's divided into 3 sections. When we first meet the Mortimer family, they are having severe financial difficulties, and they don't see a way of getting out of this. They don't know how to get out of their sort of impoverished state. And that's when the Cotton family arrives, and they happen to own the castle that the family lives in. And that's when things start to happen for the family, and one of the things that happen is Cassandra falls in love for the first time. What I liked about this novel was Cassandra. Obviously, she was a very, very likable character. She was a lovely mixture of really insightfulness. Like, she was really insightful as a person and really intelligent, but also incredibly naive at the same time. Obviously, as the story progresses, she becomes less and less naive. I also liked the pacing. It felt really real because throughout the whole novel takes place over the course of nearly a year of her life. So in the beginning, not a lot of things are happening, so it's a bit slow. And so she's sort of reflecting on her past and things like that. And when the Cotton family arrive and the later drama that happens, the pace quickens. So it gave the journal feeling a little authenticity. So I really liked that about the book. What I didn't like was the fact that I couldn't really get attached to any of the characters. Since this is from Cassandra's perspective, we don't really get to know much about the other characters. I feel like I didn't really get to know them, and it hindered any attachment that might have formed. Also, I just found the story a bit okay. It was not particularly interesting. Even if I read this when I was younger, I probably would not have found it very enjoyable, and that is because of my next point, which is mainly, I think, the main reason why I have quite strong negative feelings towards this book, and it is the fact that, as I mentioned before, Cassandra for the majority of the novel is 17 years old, and she's consistently called a child by the Cotton sons. And as you may have guessed by now, the Cotton sons are meant to be the romantic interest of the Mortimer daughters, who is obviously Cassandra and Rose, the eldest, 21. And it just really weirded me out that that a 17-year-old person would be considered a child. I mean, when I think of a child, I think of somebody under 10. You know, a 17-year-old is a young person, a young adult, even a kid. And it made sense that they would sort of think of her as a really young person, as really young, because she is incredibly naive, as I mentioned earlier. But also because the Cotton sons are considerably older than her. The eldest is 30, and the younger one is in his mid-20s. And what made it even weirder and slightly gross was when one of the romantic interest for Cassandra kisses her, and that's meant to be like a really yay romantic moment. It was turned really icky when he called her a child straight after, and I was just like, how can you kiss somebody in a romantic way when you consider them a child? It just felt so wrong and just really ruined the entire story for me. It bothered me. Oh my god. And since I think the last quarter or so is about her sort of dealing with her first love, and I just felt no connection to it, because I was just like, this is nasty. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on I Capture the Castle. I give this book a 2.5 out of 5. Obviously, Goodreads does not accept that, so it'll probably be 3 on Goodreads. And that's mainly because of how adorable Cassandra is and the writing style. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video very shortly, because I'm going to be filming it straight after this one. Bye!